I'm going to talk through the instruction and learning theory known as ADDIE or ADDIE. This is an instructional systems design model, and the ultimate goal for this model was to improve human performance. That was ultimately what it was designed to do. And to achieve this goal, design models that have been developed from kind of a systems perspective. And it has origins of 50 years ago or more. And then as the different iterations have emerged, changes have been made and things have been altered. The original model was after a U.S. Armed Forces systems engineering approach, and it was adapted to different instructional applications, mainly to ensure effectiveness and efficient instruction, and to eliminate irrelevant concepts or irrelevant skills, and ultimately to change knowledge or affect knowledge, skills, aptitudes, and ultimately is a performance-based system. The design approach has 5 major phases, and this is where it gets its acronym ADDIE: analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. So the analysis portion of this is essentially defining what needs to be trained and then kind of crafting a design to meet that need. A few different types of analysis. There is a first to determine if there's a problem that can be solved by a needs analysis or a needs assessment, and kind of distinguishing between the real need versus the perceived need, and then creating an intervention to bridge that gap. There's an occupational or educational mission analysis, which is just looking at the goals or the jobs in the content area of an educational requirement. There's a task analysis to produce a capability to perform a particular job. There's a learning analysis, which essentially looks at the task to be taught. And then there's a resource analysis for determining the type and the quality of resources that are required for the design. And then lastly, there's a target audience analysis, who you're trying to actually target. The design phase goes through learning objectives, it goes through learning strategies, learning activities, and then media selection, which means what type of media you're actually going to try to deliver this content in. There are instructional and cognitive strategies during the design phase, and this could be determined for distance learning or face-to-face technology. Certainly this includes the synchronous and the asynchronous environments, and then there may be a difference between instructional media and instructional technology. So that was one thing that this distinguishes between. The third one is the development phase, which are determining products that are ready to provide to the target audience, or also known as the deliverables. The plan of instruction is developed, which is essentially what we would think of as maybe a course syllabus. There are different types of instructional materials that are part of this development, and those could be videos, it could be interactive courseware, it could be different types of exercises. The last, or the next phase would be implementation, and this would be whether the functions that are in place support the instructional system or the course. You're looking at your target audience again, maintenance of facilities and the learning system, and then its implementation phase delivers or implements the instructional materials. The last phase is evaluation, and it is focused on continuous improvement. It could be formative, summative, or even operational evaluation. And so the formative is ongoing feedback. The summative is to determine the total effect of the instruction. The last part of this is based upon Kirkpatrick's 4 levels of interaction or evaluation, and this is based upon reactions, learning, transfer, and results. And so if you kind of look at the very top, perception of value, skills, knowledge, and attitude, behavioral outcomes, return on investment, and then all of this is adaptable regardless of learning format. And here are the resources for that.